A lot of Roto-World player news to get through here as we're still discussing this incident between Jalen Ramsey and Ja'Marr Chase. Mike Tomlin, I think, had the appropriate response. Take a listen.
Mike Ramsey plays with an edge. He has his whole career. When something like that happens on Sunday, because the play before they had to be separated, was your message to him to try to simply remove himself from that stuff? And how do you, as a competitor, how do you sort of keep him from sort of,
I have no message if someone spits in your face. Do what comes natural.
That's right.
I think it's a perfect answer.
It's a perfect.
So
Mike, people have said this for years and years and years, that if and when Mike Tomlin ever decides to retire from coaching football, he will have many offers to be a broadcaster, and he should do it because he will be great at it.
He should take a seat on Fantasy Football Happy Hour.
Yeah.
Open invitation for Coach Tomlin.
He's the one who should do the Pounding podcast with George Kittle, not you. Right. Mike Tomlin and George Kittle.
I'll host
I say you could host.
You can
I'll
host.
host it. I'll be the traffic cop.
Yeah.
I'll be the Connor Rogers.
That'd be great. You as a traffic cop.
Yeah.
There'd be more accidents in 30 minutes.
You'd be diverting people off the Brooklyn Bridge.
I'd be like Pete this morning.
Yeah, into the water. Into the water,
right.
George.
Yeah.
So
anyway, Tomlin's great. I totally get that. But I will just say this. Ja'Marr Chase is a proud Fantasy Life investor. I stand with Ja'Marr Chase.
wow, that's a bold proclamation.
I have to listen. I'm not condoning the action.
If you haven't heard, he's suspended for a game.
He is suspended for a game
for
spitting on Jalen Ramsey. I'm not condoning the action. I never think you should spit on another man. But I also have to believe that there must have been something really awful said and multiple to generate that.
Hey, Gemma called you the Spittler.
The Spittler, fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have never spit on another human being. But there is fantasy.
Unfortunately, the investigation revealed there was no second spitter.
No, there was.
That was
exactly.
what they were relying on in the court of law.
Yeah,
there was no
exactly.
second spitter.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's suspended a game. The suspension's already been upheld. We've been
correct.
through the whole process of potential appealment. So now, how does it affect the rankings of the Bengals offense, Matthew? Because T. Higgins obviously gets a little bit of a bump here.
He does get a little bit of a bump. So there's 5 games that T. Higgins has played without Ja'Marr Chase from 2022 and 2023. Chase played all the games last year. And obviously Joe Flacco's the quarterback, not Joe Burrow, which is when this is. So, it's not ideal, but it's what we have to go off of. In those 5 games, Higgins, averaged 20 fantasy points per game, over 102 yards per game. He was the number 1 wide receiver. Now, the downside here is he's likely going to see a decent amount of Christian Gonzalez as they take on the Patriots this week. So, could you see he's my wide receiver 6, just to be clear, though. I mean, Higgins, you're starting, he's a wide receiver 1, but, do I think he becomes suddenly Ja'Marr Chase with a blow-up game? It's always possible, given how much Flacco throws and Higgins' talent. But Gonzalez has been pretty good this year. So Higgins is a wide receiver 1 this week. I think you lower Joe Flacco. You don't love the matchup to begin with. And by the way, 33% of his passing yards so far have gone to Ja'Marr Chase. You take away a guy that's basically a third of your offense right there.
He threw it to him 23 times the
Yes.
first time against the Steelers.
Right.
Simply ridiculous. The Jets game, he didn't realize that T. Higgins existed on the plan. Or it might have been the previous game. But in any case, I think kind of an interesting thing looking forward here, Connor, is what do you think the chances that Joe Burrow actually comes back?
I don't know how you put Joe Burrow on the field this year. This team is not going to be playing for anything.
They're
Joe
9-point dogs against the Patriots, so they're likely going to be 3-8 and done for the play. They're not going to make the playoffs from 3-8 in the AFC. So I don't know. Is this a thing like Jason Tatum coming back from an Achilles where he wants to prove that he can get out there even if the team doesn't have aspirations to win the title?
It feels different in the NFL.
Yeah.
And it feels different for a quarterback that's always getting sawed in half.
That's the point. He's there. It'd be one thing if they were in the playoff hunt. But you just think about, here's a quarterback that has had a lot of injuries throughout his career. And, they're not stupid at Cincinnati. They know they've got the worst offensive line in football. So Joe Burrow is the franchise. He is the franchise. Also another proud Fantasy Life investor. But he is the franchise. Right. We also stand by Joe Burrow. Yes, this is a Joe Burrow.
We
I am
stand
pro
by
Burrow.
Joe Burrow. You stand by Ja'Marr Chase.
I stand by everyone. If you invest money in my company, yes, I got you. I got your back.
Come invest money, Jalen Ramsey and Jay Croucher Productions.
Yeah.
There we go. That'd be really good. Really, I'd be here for that battle.
What I'm going to say, though, so the other thing that's interesting, so anyway, I have Flacco at QB 18 just based on both the loss of Chase and the matchup with the Patriots. I will say, if you're desperate and there's potentially Andrei Iosivas becomes sort of interesting. He's had 2 games this year where he's had over a 15% target share, and he's averaging 13 fantasy points or over 13 fantasy points in both games where he's had at least a 15% target share. He had one game, the one game that Jamar Chase missed in 2023, that Iosivas was there and, kind of part of it. Remember, Tyler Boyd had that role a few years ago. He had a 20% target share in that one game. So you just sort of see Iosivas right there. You see what he did in the games where he's seen at least a 15% target share, 13.2, 18 in another one. I have at wide receiver 38. If you're desperate, I am in our league. I picked him up this morning for our league for my matchup against Roto Pat because I'm, lost Mike Evans. I don't have Cortland Sutton this week. I'm banged up.
Yeah. The reason I asked about Burrow, and I understand it's not the high watermark of value for Chase or Higgins, but I think there's a real chance that the final month of the season, the starting quarterback is not Joe Burrow and it's not Joe Flacco either. I think that with Flacco, with how he's been banged up, the fact that he was still dealing with the shoulder issue off of the bye.
What are they going to do? Jake Browning again?
Well, I just don't think Flacco might not survive behind this offensive line. The fact he's already dealing with it. He looked completely done against the Steelers.
Yeah.
He didn't look like the same guy that he was before the bye when he was playing pretty well. Right. So I just think there is downside risk here. I don't think this team is going to be playing meaningful games the final month of the season. So
I agree with that.
I don't know. I'm just not sure Joe Burrow is going to be thrown to Jamar Chase for 160 yards in week 15 type of thing.
Yeah. Ved FF Happy Hour regular asks, he's
the chat likes to discuss amongst themselves.
Yeah, which is great. They're going back and forth. So he asked Scott, Iosivas or Michael Wilson. I think the answer is Wilson. Just before we went on air, Amari DiMaccardo and Marvin Harrison Jr. ruled out already for the Cardinals game this Sunday. So Wilson, look, do I think Jacoby Brissett throws it almost 60 times again this time?
The completioner.
The completioner, dude. NFL record holder, the completioner. So I don't think that they have the kind of volume that they did last week. But yes, Wilson, to me, Wilson is the answer. And I don't think it's all that close, honestly.
Yep, I agree. I hope you got the answer right, Scott.
Yes.
In the chat.
By the way, if you're trying to manage this as a Jamar Chase manager, you drink for free today.
Yeah, that's tough, right? You've gotten through the bye. You lost Joe Burrow. You used a first-round pick on Jamar Chase.
Through it all.
You lose just Joe Burrow. You get through it with Flacco. He sort of saves your season. You get through the bye, and then you find out here, week 12, a huge week, obviously, as you're trying to make the playoffs. Your guy is suspended. That's a tough break. So anyway, Jamar Chase managers, if you have him on your team, you drink for free, and our league gets Roto Pat, who I play this week.
Wow.
So there
Amazing
you go.
Timing.
It works out.
Wow.
Sometimes
Look at
it
the
works
luck
out.
turning for you.
I will say, though.
Is that not unbelievable?
It is a little
sucks.
bit. Although I will say this, though. I'm mad at all of you guys because RotoPat won the bidding for Emmanuel Wilson. Why couldn't someone have...
Oh, the great bidding war for Emmanuel Wilson.
Somebody should have stepped up.
I don't have money left. I
don't have any money
either.
either.
It all idiotically on Malik Washington.
The good thing about RotoPat, even though he doesn't have Jamar Chase, he's a diehard St. Louis Cardinals fan, and they had a great season. So it's okay. RotoPat is doing okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We have another question here from Luke Davis. I like the camera angle with the peacock logo looking like a sweet hat on Matthew's head.
That's true. It kind of does.
You can't get
it really does. It's
really good call, Luke.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. It's actually very distracting.
It is. Now he says that you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
That's right.
We can't move the logo.
But
it's
listen,
immovable.
just like we said at the open of the show, I'm not a hat guy. This also does not look good.
You just got to find the right
hat. If Kim, the makeup artist, were here, she'd be like, yeah.
It's because you wear floppy hats, though. You have
no,
the
this was like a knit hat. The one from it was like just a cold,
knit hats.
Yeah.
You need the one with the ears that flips up.
Stop it.
Comrade Matty.
Comrade, stop it. Maybe a beret. Maybe we'll do a beret.
Comrade Matty.
How about just you know what they should do? They should invent a wig. That's also really warm.
Warming?
So I could wear it and be like, oh, look, Barry's got hair.
Nobody would be onto that.
No one would be onto that.
That's the worst disguise
Can I tell, we have to move
Danny
on.
Carter.
We have to move on to the show because obviously Pete hasn't even paid attention. And Pete should be like,
stopped us.
No one has stopped us. I promise you we're getting into fantasy football here. But
he's trying to sort out his flat tires.
Yeah. But the last thing I'll say is just whatever random Matty fact. Is that I thought about this, and I've still thought about this. I got approached 2 or 3 years ago by a company that does hair transplants. You know what I mean? They were
and in Istanbul.
Yeah, well, they just know. This is a legit company, and they wanted me to do it, and I seriously thought about it. And I still have. If I did it, I'd obviously have to.
What made you not do it? Didn't Brian Urlacher do this?
Yeah, Brian Urlacher did it. Yeah, exactly. So I thought about it. It might have even been the same company that Urlacher did it. I forget the name of the company that did it, but my thought was like I should do it, like, and I would own it. Obviously, I wouldn't just show up like that was the thing. Urlacher just showed up one day, and you're like, wait, what? Where did this all come from? I would own it. I would be like, guys, I've made a deal to try to get myself some hair, and you're going to get to see me through the progress of it. That would be the idea.
Right.
That would be the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. There's also like nothing shameful about it. Be like, yes, I look great with my new hair. Although we would ruthlessly make fun of you. If you came back next year with hair, we'd be like,
I like that as well, because it'd be the company really going all in on you. Because if it didn't come back, it'd be a really bad look for the company.
Yeah,
Here's this journey I'm going on. Oh, wow, it's not coming back.
Yeah, it's not his. Yeah, exactly. It's Fans Football Happy Hour with Jay Croucher. Yeah, exactly.
Akira in the chat goes, what is this show about?
Yeah,
we don't know.
None of us know. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.